Hello, everybody! It's Kaipachi here with the weekly Pele report. Made it down to Chapman Point, South Africa, outside Cape Town. Sneaking away. Look at this, look at this. I'm coming down here to Hout Bay, I think is the name of it. Looking up at those stars at night with that full moon. She's been arising. It's just absolutely beautiful. That moon is now in Virgo. We had the full moon in Leo, square Uranus. I think some of you will not forget. And she stays in Virgo until Thursday, yeah, where she goes into Libra, and where she then stays, transits through Libra, right on through until Saturday, goes into Scorpio, and we have then the third quarter square moon, yeah, on next Monday. And yeah, that's an interesting Sabian symbol. I don't know if I'm going to read that or not. There's so much going on today. I mean, really, the big thing that I really want to be talking about is Mercury conjunct Pluto, okay, is coming up. I want to just come down over here a little bit, show you the rest of this bay because it's so gorgeous, right? Yeah, so Mercury conjunct Pluto. And that's an interesting Sabian symbol. Okay, that happens exactly on Friday at the 29th degree of Capricorn. And then Venus is up there in Aquarius. Venus is over there in Pisces, coming up to Neptune. You can see all this on the chart, but I'm going to read it out anyway. That is an exact conjunction at the 25th degree of Pisces on the 15th, next Wednesday. And then it is the Sun coming up to conjunct Saturn, that is in Aquarius. And that is at the 28th degree, a week from Thursday. So you can see these, it's three little conjunctions there. Mercury, Pluto in Capricorn, Sun, Saturn in Aquarius, and Venus, Neptune in Pisces. That's what I really want to be talking about. And then, of course, the moon is, coming through, aspecting all of those through this week. But the big thing other than that is after Mercury conjuncts with Pluto, he does move into Aquarius on Saturday. So we've got, that is the energy. We're at this disseminating phase of the moon is what we call it. Okay, that is after full, goes to disseminating until she comes around for that third quarter square. Yeah, and yeah, let's just let me find a little place out of the wind where I can talk to you and tell you all about it. Venus, Neptune in Pisces. What's going on over there? I hope the sound is all right. Wind's not too much. Water's not too much. It's so beautiful here. I hope you can see what I can see. Anyway, the astrology for these days and this mantra that I have for today, there's a lot to be talking about here. We look at these three conjunctions, and it's very phenomenal to have these three happening all at the same time. We know there's no accidents. We know there's no coincidence. It's all a great spiritual setup. What are we being set up for today? We're being set up for decisions. Decisions that build character. Ultimately, we are the deciders with our free will and our free choices just who and what we are going to be. Our character is determined by our choices. Mercury in Capricorn has to do with some choices. And actually, it's really Saturn. The sun coming up, approaching a conjunction with Saturn. Saturn says decide. Set your goals. Set your priorities. Make a commitment or break a commitment. Decide who you are, what you're going to be, what you're going to decide is going to shape your future, and it's going to tell the world who you are. This is a disaster out here. I'm having to decide how to do this freaking camera, man. Okay, let's try that. So, it's really something now. These are balsamic conjunctions, right? The Sun, Mercury, and Venus, they go around once a year. And so like now to have, okay, Venus after a year comes back to Neptune. The Sun after a year comes back to Saturn. Mercury after a year comes back to Pluto. But all three of them at the same time. This says that it's an important time. It's a big choice time. And there's going to be big choices and big decisions made. If you go back a couple Pele reports with this new moon, I said there's going to be sudden, unexpected experiences, events happening this month with this lunar cycle. And whether it is an earthquake in Turkey or, the Palestinian-Israel situation, they're all different kinds of things, and there's still time left in this lunar cycle. I mean, we have not even hit the third quarter moon yet, yeah? So it's very powerful. On the world stage, we can say that there are big decisions and choices being made by external authorities. This is Sun, Saturn in Aquarius, which is the sign of the elite. Mercury, Pluto is the sign of governments, institutions, and external authorities like corporations. So in one way, in the outside world, we have big choices impacting us. But on our personal, individual level, our evolution, we evolve whether we're in war or peace or famine or drought or good times of plenty, or our evolutionary journey continues on. And it's like we chose, to incarnate through this time period for our own personal evolutionary journey. So let's just consider number one, this Mercury coming around to Pluto. It's saying the balsamic conjunction. It's ending an old way of looking at the world. And I'm going to say judgment. Capricorn and Saturn have to do with judgment. And what we base our judgments on, and who we are as a result of those judgments, whether we feel good about ourselves, strong about ourselves, that we are in integrity, moral, ethical, elders, fulfilling our duties out in the world. Very important to step up to the plate. Like I've been saying before, last week's mantra, time to stand up and speak out. Are we doing that or are we not? This is a time for us to really look at that. Then we have the Sun coming around to Saturn in the sign of Aquarius. And this is really something. Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces. Conjunction, conjunction, conjunction. The last three signs of the zodiac. These last three signs of the zodiac have to do with us breaking free, breaking out of society, breaking out of the establishment, breaking out of the conventional, radically stepping into a new self-expression, our new genius, our new eccentric self. So it's almost like the sun coming up to Saturn is asking us to commit, yes, to the radical way forward of liberation, of enlightenment that comes from non-attachment. The only attachment Aquarius has is to ultimate truth. That's what science is about, right? This is, all about, and the future is about. Our future is the truth unfolding, because only the truth is going to last. All that is false is going to fall away like that last wave. I'm waiting for one of these to hit me in the back, man. God, they're so beautiful. And last, Venus conjunct Neptune in Pisces. This is love. Neptune, spiritual love, oneness with all creation, one with all that is. Venus, personal, romantic, human, earthly, physical love. The two of these coming together is so gorgeous, so dynamic, so beautiful, that I really want to just, bring forward this idea of making all of our decisions, all of our choices around love and out of love and for love and because of love. It's just like, we want this to be permeating, right? The whole process. This Venus conjunct Neptune. I mean, the opportunities here is to realize spirit in a whole new way. Not from outside us, as something happening with the stars or Source or Allah or Jesus or Buddha or something out there, but realizing that we are the expression of Source here, right here now in this world. Ow! So now I have some explaining to do around this mantra. Let me speak it once. Yes, I have important decisions to make that affect both myself and others. Yeah. And as I can't see all and wish to stand tall, I will ask for help from the Father. The Father. I want to talk about the Mother and the Father a little bit. The sun and the moon are the luminaries. Yes? And in astrology, the sun and Saturn have always been associated with the Father, and the moon in Cancer, and the fourth house, the Mother. And I know that, and if you know my work and you know me and you've been listening for a while, I mean, I'm all about the end of the patriarchy, the re-emerging feminine, the necessity of tapping into Gaia, the feminine energy, the moon and Venus. So beautiful, so important right now, has been suppressed for so long, and the masculine has been conquering, fighting, using violence, suppressing, repressing, condemning for so long, that we really have a distorted perception of the masculine. We don't have good examples of the masculine. We don't have healthy models of the elder, of the wise man. And so there is this, and I've seen it so much in so many circles. I mean, I sit in new moon circles and full moon circles and medicine circles and these circles and astrology circles and yoga circles. I'm in circles all the freaking time. Ow! And I've seen a strong emphasis, yes, you know, with strong feminine goddesses calling on the mother, tapping into the water and the earth and the rain and the feminine and da-da-da. But there's almost an exclusion of the masculine. There's almost an exclusion of the father. And I really want to bring this back in this week, because Saturn and the Sun are coming together in the sign of Aquarius, ruled by Uranus, the ancient sky god. We have Father Sun, yes, and Father Sky, and earthly mother, and earthly feminine Gaia. And these two work together. It's not a competition. It's not an either or. They are not against each other. They're not fighting for supremacy or calling for more attention or more adoration. We look at the yin and the yang. Yes, we look at the night and the day, the positive and the negative, the sun and the moon. They're even the same size. There's no accident. The phenomena that the sun being 93 million miles away, so much larger than the moon, shows up as the exact same size as the moon. Yes, they are so set up beautifully, perfectly, to be honored together and respected together. So I want to bring forward some positive sky god, Father, because what's called for with becoming the elder, with Saturn, and particularly with Aquarius, this is stepping outside, becoming more objective. The last 6 signs of the zodiac, Libra through Pisces, daytime, objective. Aries through Virgo, nighttime, subjective. So we even have the underworld, lunar moon, nighttime, below the horizon, and daytime, celestial world, light, daytime. And as we move to Capricorn and Aquarius and Pisces, we step out of our subjective self and we look at things objectively. We look at the future. We look at the next 7 generations. So I really want to call forward, when we call in the 4 directions, yes, at least with the Lakota, yes, the medicine wheel that I call in most often, yes, is that the north is air. And I always think of the cold north wind with the old man with the long white beard, yes, and the air is the sound that sweeps out the old and brings in the new. It has to do with change. I think of Gandalf, yes, you know, as the wise elder happening there in the Lord of the Rings. I think of King Arthur. I think of some positive, fatherly, elderly, objective, masculine energy that can really help us. And I want to encourage us when it comes to decisions and choices and contracts and commitments, that we kind of step out of this feeling, emotional, subjective, inner world, and we really look at what is affecting not only me, not only my beloved, but my children and my family, my brothers and my sisters, the four-leggeds, the two-wingeds, the finned, yes, the rocks and the plants. So, like we really step outside of self-interest for these choices and these decisions. And it is that masculine Father God, the Sun, Saturn, Uranus, that can really bring a lot of strength, a lot of clarity, and join together. So this is like, Mercury, Pluto in Capricorn, which is, again, ruled by Saturn. And Sun, Saturn in Aquarius, again, calling on the Father. But then we've got this Venus, Neptune in Pisces, the infinite mother and infinite love. It's so beautiful to have these dancing together in the eternal dance. Yes? And we just want to honor both. We want to tap into both. We want to feel into both. And then come in the center of that dance to our core, where we are solid, where we are true, and we are clear. And from that place, we want to decide, do I stay? Do I go? Do I develop? Do I surrender? Do I allow? Do I stop? Do I say no? Do I say yes? Yeah, there are so many very important changes happening now in so many people's lives, particularly with love, relationship, and partnership, as the moon travels through Libra into Scorpio for that third quarter square, which again, even the Sabian symbols, really repeat what I have really looked at, yeah? That third quarter square is an X-ray photograph. The capacity to acquire a knowledge of the structural factors of all existence. This is very Saturn. This is very sky god. This is very masculine. Yes, the structure of all these elements. If we look at the degree of Mercury conjuncting Pluto, this is another one that it has. A woman reading tea leaves. The ability to see the signature of hidden meaning in every occurrence, drawing one's attention. The hidden meaning, the patterns in the tea leaves, the patterns in the X-ray photograph, the patterns of astrology and sacred geometry, the patterns of the stars and the constellations. This is science. This is Aquarius. This is that whole energy that the Father God can bring us. So yes, one more time. I have important decisions to make that affect both myself and others. As I can't see all and wish to stand tall, I will ask for help from the Father. Asking for help is also a Venus, Neptune, Piscean, humbling experience. Whether it's prayer, meditation, contemplation, asking for help. We call upon, we get out of our ego, and we step into being channels of universal light and love. Ow! So this week, when it comes around, boom, call on the sun, call on the Father, call on the sky, along with the Mother, and trust that you are going to come in, come through, make the best decision for what love
wants here. Namaste. Aloha. So much love. Yeah.